Alrighty. Well then, hopefully the stream is working this week. But welcome once again, folks, back to this week's CMC. Today I'm going to be talking about the lockdowns in China, as well as the obvious possibility or potential, or the obvious occurrence of the restrictions, and they're going to be bringing COVID back. Yay! Just in time for some midterm elections that are going to be happening soon. And yeah, this year it is hot in here. It is so hot. But anyways, yeah. So today, as I'm pretty sure lots of you have already heard, it seems as if, first, like, share, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. Go ahead and follow me everywhere at Blavasi, and also check out The Oreo Show on Saturdays at The Oreo Show on YouTube, Rumble, and Odyssey. But let's go ahead and get on into this. So, what's this? COVID could be surging in the US right now, and we might not even know it. Really? If we don't even know it, is it really that big of an issue? I don't know. I'm not a doctor or a scientist. But, what do you think? Is this true? Or are they preparing for the elections? They're just, getting everybody prepared for, the vote. The most legitimate way ever, that had the most legitimate results, and totally had nothing up anybody's sleeve. It was totally the fairest and freest election in the history of the world. But anyways, yeah, so clearly they're trying to bring this back for the obvious reason. And I don't see how anybody could not see this at this point. If you're not seeing it, you're not trying to see it, you don't want to see it, you're just okay with lies and nonsense. But anyways, yeah, let's see we got blah, blah, blah. Get away from me, get out of here. Yeah, so COVID-19 cases trend up again in the US, driven by the growth of BA2, which I forget what that's. I'm not gonna lie, I forget what BA2 is. But that really doesn't matter, because as you and I know, COVID is totally real and is a very dangerous threat to everybody, and you should take it super serious, because it's that crazy. But yeah, anyways, pay attention to COVID, because clearly they have no political reason to start bringing this up again in the summer, when you kind of know that normally back before, during the cold seasons, is when you would get the cold, you get the flu and stuff like that. So obviously that's when people are going to get sick more often. But now that it's warming up, they kind of really just have to start pushing this and keep reminding people. That's all they have to keep reminding people that it's still there. It's still there, everybody. Don't forget. COVID is still there. It's still dangerous. It's still out there, everyone. COVID is still alive and well. Do not forget that it's out there, and it's going to kill you if you do not do exactly what the government says. And the government is telling you that it is coming back again. You forgot about it. We told you you could lighten up, I feel as if that probably was a little bit of a thing, so that they kind of can soften certain people up who are just not paying attention or don't know what's going on. Soften them up for the elections, because this whole thing is for the election. I mean, they're just preparing everybody to be safe and secure for the election. That's what's going on. They're just preparing everyone to be safe and secure for the elections. And so they kind of were like, hey, we'll just back off the pedal a little bit. Maybe people will be like, hey, yeah, Joe Biden's doing a good job because he's getting rid of the virus, even though, yeah, you know how that guy's doing. Totally well. And a certain someone who has been quiet and hiding for a few weeks now has magically shown his face and has something to tell everybody that I'm pretty sure we already know what he has to say. But yeah, he has something to say after his silence for so long. Hey, that's a lot of S's. But let's see what he has to say here. Let's go here. What's that?
But the idea that we're going to see an uptick, I think people need to appreciate that that's the case and follow the CDC guidelines, because remember, when the metrics were put forth, the new metrics looking at the guidance of masking, it was said that if we do start seeing an uptick, particularly of hospitalizations, we may need to revert back to being more careful and having more utilizations of masks indoor. But right now, we're watching it very, very carefully.
So, we got to bring all the mandates back, yeah? Oh, the mask mandates. Sorry, it's only the mask mandates. He's just bringing back the mask mandates, guys. That's all he's bringing back. He's not going to end up bringing other mandates back and start pushing that again. Or he's just going to say this and then, oh, guess we got to lock down again, everybody. Got it. I mean, for your safety, we got to do the mail-in voting again. I mean, that's totally not a crazy reason for them to possibly do something that may benefit them in the long run. I mean, you have lockdowns, people are forced to vote by mail because that's totally secure. There's nothing ever wrong with voting by mail. And we'll just have everybody vote by mail. And then, unrelated note, something that's just totally going to just happen because, you know, people love the Democrats. The Democrats will win. So it'll be just like, hey, vote by mail and then Democrats will win. But yeah, it's only because everybody's loving how Joe Biden's doing. Nobody is saying anything negative about Joe Biden right now. I mean, they love the guy. But hey, you know, whatever. Just go and do whatever Lord Fauci says, because he knows everything. He hasn't been wrong this entire time. Why would you question anything this fella says? I'm not questioning. I'm just showing you. I'm just telling you what he's saying. It's totally legitimate. He's as legitimate as the 2020 election, guys. I mean, come on. You know, just do it. I mean, they're going to bring this stuff back into light. You know, you'll see it. You'll remember it. You won't forget it. You bring back the mask mandates. Therefore, everybody's wearing a mask again. So that everybody who was maybe about to forget that all this was going on, reminded it's still happening. It's still going on. It never ended. It just mildly forgot about it. And then right around the time when it's time to start voting again, hey guys, it's dangerous out there. Gotta lock everything down again. And you know, don't worry, we'll just go ahead and do like we did in 2020 and you'll just get your vote. Hopefully you'll actually get to vote for your own vote and you won't go there and it already have happened. But yeah, just do it that way. It's easier, right? Whole lot easier. You won't have to actually get up and do things. You just put it in the mail. Everybody can vote. I mean, you could do it at the computer and just sign it, send it in. You can have someone send it in for you. You can, you know, get your late grandmother to, you know. But anyways, yeah, that's very sussy cola, as if somebody would say. But must say though, another funny little tweet that kind of came out. CDC confirms 3.5 million Americans died. 3.5 million Americans died in 2021, making it the deadliest year in U.S. history. 416,000 people died of COVID-19, the third leading cause of death. Wait, hold on, wait. Okay, so CDC confirms 3.5 million Americans died in the U.S. 2021, deadliest year in history. Okay, 416,000 people died of COVID. The third leading cause of death? Wait. So if it's the third leading cause, what were the other two? What was the first two causes of death? Let's go ahead and see. Oh, according to the CDC, heart disease and cancer. Maybe, just speculating here. I'm not a doctor, I'm not giving out medical advice, but I'm not really giving out advice at all. It's just kind of an observation. Kind of seems like heart disease and also cancer are kind of health conditions that kind of arise from, health issues that could potentially be, something that we probably could have focused harder on other than COVID, because both of them are almost, heart disease, that one's pretty much almost double the amount of COVID deaths. Cancer, it's almost there by 100,000. It's missing 100,000. But those two are vastly more deadly than COVID was in 2021, according to the CDC. I'm not making this up. This is just what the CDC says right there. See, COVID-19, 350,000. Is this right here? I don't know. It says 20. Whatever. It's there, and 602,000, and then 698 or 696. So it's kind of odd how we didn't focus on those two, but I guess you really can't lock people down if you're focusing on heart disease and cancer, can you? You can't really say that cancer is being spread through the air if you're breathing in, or heart disease. You're probably good, but I really doubt most people are going to believe that. So, let's just focus on this one that is the most dangerous thing to mankind in the entire world and stuff. Totally. No, there's totally not a reason for that. That may potentially be good for the government, but I'm not saying anything. I'm just, number 3. But anyways, yeah. So, obviously with this whole push once again to bring back all these mandates and stuff, bring back COVID, I should say. Of course, they're bringing back mask mandates in certain places. Philadelphia, other places are bringing mask mandates back to schools. I think also New York. I think they just got rid of it, but they might also be bringing it back for kids, for children, because that makes totally makes sense. But obviously, once again, for everyone who isn't really paying attention, what's happening? I'm sweating like a mother sucker. But they are moving in a direction that is pretty flippin' scary, because China is apparently what these political figures are working toward right now. And in China, things do not look good at all. So, here's the video. I'm going to just read it. somewhere in China, local resident recorded how government officials installed electrical live razor wires over the fence outside a residential apartment building to prevent escape during their famine lockdown. Whoa, okay. Okay, what?
元领八开始封了，搞电线啊，全部那个搞线。啊，电网啊，全部都是电网网起来啊，不准他们爬出来啊。
They are definitely installing some wiring. Like, bruh, like, I mean, like, imagine if you're just living in your country and then your country literally overnight becomes a prison, like the entire country. Like your entire country becomes a prison overnight. You're not allowed to do anything but stay in your house. Insanity. I mean, how did you, why would you even allow this to even get anywhere close to this far? You know what I'm saying? Like, why would you let that? Because you believe the government's got your best interest in mind? Why? I okay, let me think a little bit deeper. Okay, so this is China, it's not America. They have a whole lot different way of living, so communism pretty much kind of coming from birth. You just are told to listen and do as you're told. So when you grow up like that in a place like this, you kind of don't understand freedom and how to think for yourself. So when you're told to do this, you're told to do that, you just go with it. You don't understand that, hey, the government does not have your best interest in mind, so you just let it happen. And then when you do that, this is what comes out. Now, I'm pretty sure there are some people in China who are like, this is insane. Of course, this is somewhere in China. Obviously, this has to be some city. More than likely, it's one of like a big city, like Shanghai or something. I've never been to China. Clearly, I will not be going anywhere near China anytime soon for obvious reasons. But, yeah, like that. I mean, I guess that's what happens when you don't have guns, because that wouldn't be happening in America. You know what I'm saying? That wouldn't be happening in America. But let's see what else is going on in China, right? Let's see what. Okay, Shanghai. So, okay, this one's in Shanghai. So that other one might have also been in Shanghai. But let's say Shanghai, Communist China. Many Shanghainese were forcibly taken to the mobile cabin hospital despite their negative reports. In this situation, the authorities began to deploy armed men to break into the homes and use various weapons to subdue the resisting residents. Oh gosh. So he is on his balcony. They have like a oh yeah, that is. It's like a long claw to grab the guy. They're all in his house. Obviously, they broke in. He's on the balcony, which is like, you're locked in there. Like, whoa, if you think about this, like, if you're at home, you're not safe there because the government could just break in. And if you're on any floor that's not the first floor, you can't really escape at all. And if you're barbed wired in, electrically barbed wired in, even if you're on the first floor, you probably aren't able to escape. So, yes, your country has become a prison overnight. I mean, like, as much as, you know, him closing the door on them, it's not really. They clearly could just break it. I mean, and they're tasing. They're tasing. Like, this is. They start beating on him? Is that what they're doing? Yep. Yes. Just grab him, forcibly take him out of his house. This is like straight out of a movie, though. I can't even. I'm just gonna turn the volume off because that is a bit Whoo, the sound of somebody screaming as they're being attacked like this is pretty insane, I'm not gonna lie. I mean, whew. I don't know. I don't know. I can, like, other people in the apartment complex, like, what are they doing? You know, like, if you saw this happening to your neighbor, you lived in an apartment complex like this, I guess I would hope that at least in this country, people wouldn't just be like, oh man, that guy's getting carried away, I guess I better just stay in my house and keep quiet. I would hope that wouldn't happen here. But sadly, I kind of feel as if it might, actually, because that seems to be how people are today. They're just, people aren't brave. Like, you know, it's like the land of the brave, you know, this home of the brave, land of the free, or something like that. I forget what it goes, but Americans, lots of them are not brave anymore, and it's really, really sad, because, well, this is what ends up happening if you do not, you know, fight certain things that should definitely not be happening. Like, insane. I mean, there are lots of other videos that I saw. Totally couldn't put them up here. People like jumping out of their balconies, and you know how that ends if you're not on the first floor or even the second floor. You could, you know, but yeah, imagine that's where you have gotten to. That's not a cool place to be, my friend. Like, I want to be like, why haven't people left? But I guess I understand. It's not just easy to pack up all your stuff and leave your country that you've lived in your entire life. Even if this is what's going down, I mean, but at the same time, there is the other side where you should not allow this to happen. I know certain words on YouTube can't be said, so I'm just gonna tiptoe around that one, but shouldn't let certain things happen, and you should probably prevent it from happening, not from just yourself, but the people that are within close proximity to you. Because if it happened to your neighbor, it can also happen to you, because it happened to your neighbor. You know what I'm saying? That's one of those things where you gotta think about it. Hey, it's happening to him. Could this happen to me too? Answer is yes, because if they're gonna do it to that person, they will more than likely do it to you also. Whether you do what they say or not, it's gonna come to a point where they're like, hey, you know, you watched the guy do it, so you should be totally okay with us snatching you up out of your house in the middle of the night and just taking you over to this place. You know what I'm saying? It's like, I mean, in China, I mean, at this point, I'm just like, you know, China, I mean, obviously, China was not a good place at all to be, just in general, but, like, I never actually saw, like, Chinese people interacting in the way that they are with each other with this whole situation, because, like, I've seen just not only government officials, but just normal citizens just acting the same, and it's like, well, wow, like, okay. China and the communist Chinese people, so the communist Chinese party and the people who are all in on the communism, I should say, those people need to just y'all going to hell. That's all that is. I mean, if you believe in it or not, whatever hell is, maybe that's hell. Maybe China is hell. You know what I'm saying? Maybe that's literal hell on earth. But damn, that's yeesh. Whew. Now, it says that they're being forcibly taken to mobile cabin hospitals. Now, this is apparently what they look like. These mobile cabin hospitals. Yeah, That totally looks like something not out of some insane, like, down. That was loud as buns, but yeah. Like, how do you get to the, like, you have this small hole, and you just stick your head, like, there doesn't look like there's any windows in there. Like, it looks very tiny. Oh wait, there's a window. Sorry, there is a window. A little small tiny window up top so that you can't try to climb out. Or it'll be very difficult for you to climb out, I should say. But, like, once again, why do you let it get to this point? Oh, I already explained this to myself. I just can't fathom. I'm sorry. It's just something that I just can't fathom because I didn't live like this. I didn't grow up in the same way that they did. So it's like very odd for me to be like, understand like how they allowed themselves to get to this point. And to be totally honest, it's even if you grew up in this situation at a certain point before this, you got to be like, something's not right. But of course, then you have the whole social credit score, and then people will start attacking you if you question anything against the government. So there goes the softness and the whole social credit score thing that's going to keep people divided, which is kind of what's going on in America also. Gosh, it really does need to happen here. I feel as if it wouldn't, because we still have guns and there's a lot more people that can actually think for themselves here than in China. And boy, I tell you what, this is insanity. Pure insanity that this is going on, really, to be totally flipping honest. Whew. But yes, this is just a sign, everybody watching this. You see what's going on in China. This definitely can come to whatever country you're in, if it's already not happening, that is. I'll just say America because that's where I live. But this could totally come to America if you let it, if you don't say no, if you don't, if you don't stop complying with the nonsense and the BS, stop listening to the clear, obvious lies that you're being told, and you won't have this issue. We won't. I mean, this shouldn't really even be an issue at all, period. But since not everybody is able to use their brain to, to at least reasonable levels, or use their brain to the extent where they can think for themselves, it's going to make it difficult to have 100% of the people understand that they're being lied to. Luckily, at least here in America, you're starting to realize, we're starting to see this very, very clear split of people who are still believing everything, and then you're seeing all the people who believed it at first, but now they're like, okay, that doesn't make sense, something's off. And this gradual just gap. So now when you see somebody who's like clearly just off their rocker, it's clear that they are off their rocker. It's very clear. It's not like, well, maybe just like at this point, like there's no middle ground with this, to be totally honest. There's zero middle ground. Like, you either understand that, lies are being pushed and things are being propagandized, or you are just blind to any and everything that is common sense, logic, and reason, and you're just saying absolute nonsense. You're just talking absolute absurdity. You're just believing whatever you're told, and well, you'll be the first one to go if things actually hit the fan. So you better wake up, because people like me are only telling you this for your own good. It's not like I'm saying this just because I'm like, haha, you're stupid. If I didn't care, I would not be saying anything to you at all. I would just be like, yeah, everything's perfectly fine. Go ahead, get the shot. Yes. Put the mask on. Yes. Get into the camp. Yes. Get on the train. Don't say anything. That's how it would be if I didn't care. But people who actually tell you the truth, regardless of how it's going to make them look, are probably the people who care the most. So maybe, just a thought, but maybe if somebody's saying something that you don't like, it's hurting your feelings, kind of just think about it. Is what they're saying true? Is it possible that what they're saying could be true? Maybe I should try to look into what they're talking about. But, to each his own. That's up to you whether you want to listen or not. I can't force you to do anything. But yes, that's all I had for today. Like really, that's all that I really had to talk about today. And I want to thank you all for watching. Please go ahead once again, like, share, comment, subscribe, do all of the good stuff. The Blavasi channel. I'm going to be I'm off work next week, so I'm going to be doing a whole lot of work for the channel. So I'm going to try to reorganize things to make it a bit more streamlined. I don't know the word I'm looking for. But, reorganize stuff and, try to get stuff set more in stone with me and Jeannie, and then on the Oreo Show as well, which you should also go follow, which is the Oreo Show. Oreo spelled O-R-E-Y-O. So the Oreo Show. Go check that out as well. We do that on Saturdays at 3 p.m. if everybody is there on time, hopefully. Yeah. So yes. But yeah, next week I will be doing some work to get the channels a bit more organized, and hopefully after next week it'll be a little bit better. So once again, yes, thank you. Do all the good things. I'll have the next CMC will be next week, Wednesday, once again at 3 p.m. and hopefully I'll see you there. Peace.